Ayubowan. With the ease of the pandemic travel bans, Lucknow the Radio has gotten an amazing opportunity to interview Honorable Minister Nama Rajapaksa. He is the Minister of Youth and Sports in Sri Lanka, and he is here with us today on his first visit to a foreign soil during the COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable Minister, thank you so much for being here with us. Ayubowan. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the UAE. My first question to you is pretty straightforward. The quarantine restrictions and the travel bans that are going around right now, what initiated this international diplomatic tour to the UAE?
It has been almost 13 months since Sri Lanka did not have any sort of delegation going out of the country. So we believe that we need to move forward, and also we need to look at the future and adapt to the new normal, and then look how we can work within the current system. Otherwise, if we wait till the entire pandemic goes over or it comes to an end, you never know when it will be ended. So now the vaccination program is going well in Sri Lanka and also in the rest of the world. So we believe this is the right time that we need to tie our diplomatic ties and also strengthen people-to-people contact. And UAE has always been a true friend for Sri Lanka. And if you look at for Sri Lankans' point of view, we have a very strong relationship, people to people with UAE and Sri Lankan communities. So I believe this is the right place to start with. So myself and Honorable D.V. Chanak is the first set of official members to travel abroad on official visit after the pandemic was broke out. Strengthen people-to-people relationship.
Of course. And on the topic of COVID-19, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected many Sri Lankan expats in such dire manner. But here specifically in the UAE, the Sri Lankan embassy, with the leadership of the ambassador, alongside the community spearheaded by the Sri Lankan Business Council, has really helped a lot of Sri Lankans that are in crisis right now at the moment. So on behalf of the government, what plans are in work at the moment to help the Sri Lankans who are stuck in countries around the world and here in the Dubai?
Yeah, we are very thankful to the ambassador and the Sri Lankan community in UAE and also in the Middle East for helping our community during the difficult time. And of course, as a government, as I mentioned earlier, we have managed to control the outbreak of COVID-19 in Sri Lanka. And also we are conducting a very successful vaccination program in the country at the moment, and also we have opened up the airports for tourism on a very structured manner, and also we have created different bubbles for tourism, for investment, for sports. We started with LPL a few months ago. So as a country we are opening it up, and also I must say that we have already repatriated more than 60,000 on a free basis. So the government has got involved directly and done free quarantine for more than 60,000 workers in the Middle East mainly. So we do know there are a lot more to come back, but we also should understand is we should not overfill our capacity. So which means we will have more space for quarantine, and which means that we can have more repatriation flights from the government to do free quarantine. So at the same time, we do know the prices of hotel quarantine is bit high, not bit actually, I would say it's very high. But unfortunately, as a government, we need to work out with the private sector as well. And also we should not have public uprising like what we had at the early stage of the pandemic, where people get excited or scared because of people coming out of the country to their city or to their village, which we had experienced in the past. And also we started this entire quarantine process with home quarantine, subject to correction. About 15,000 of them have not been properly quarantined at their home. So then the government has to take strict measures to put things back in place. Things are looking very positive, and the vaccination program is going very well in Sri Lanka and also out of the country. And we are looking at leasing out more quarantine restrictions, and regulations has to be a bit relaxed. So eventually, within the next couple of months, we believe we should be able to go back to home quarantine for migrant workers and for everyone. And eventually, once we open up for tourism, now what we have done is we have created few bubbles. So we have, for tourists, we have different hotels that have been identified by the tourist board and registered under the tourism board. So those are first stay hotels. So you have to stay 7 days in one hotel and then move around the first stage hotels for another 7 days. Then they can move around in the country as they wish. So it's well structured, and we cannot compare our approach towards COVID with UAE or with India or with Bangladesh or with Nepal. We need to understand the infrastructure, the capacity we have as a country, and work our model around that. So that's what we have done.
All right. Okay, that's really good to hear. And so you were in Dubai, and Expo 2020 is one of the things that you participated in. So as Expo 2020 is around the corner, how is Sri Lanka being represented on this global platform?
I mean, see, we are very, very serious about Expo 2020, and we believe that's a great opportunity for Sri Lankans to show, not only showcase who we are, but also to create more opportunities for us. Because UAE government has done tremendously well to bring Expo together during this pandemic. And Expo 2020 is not only one or two countries, you get the entire world. And the entire world is trying to promote themselves. So there'll be a lot of competition, but yet within that competition, there'll be a lot of opportunities as well. So we believe we as a country, we are working very hard on it at the moment with the Mr. Ambassador himself, and now we have given the task to the Sri Lanka Tourism. So once with Sri Lanka Tourism, we want to connect BOI, Gem and Jewellery, Sri Lanka Tea Board, and respective organizations like EDB for export development. And also, one thing that we were looking at is to use this platform to promote sports. So we want to promote Sri Lankan sport economy during the Expo 2020, because I believe that will be an ideal platform to launch our sporting economy in Sri Lanka. So, and also we are working on a strategy or a plan to promote startup entrepreneurship during Expo 2020. So where we can introduce Sri Lankan startups to the new investors through Expo 2020. So this is something that youngsters can look forward to, especially the tech startups.
All right, perfect. And you did mention on your Twitter as well about Expo 2020. I read about that, and it was to strengthen ties between two countries. So I think that's really good. That's really amazing. And so the next question is about your youth. You're very young. So the UAE has many young cabinet members around their 30s as well. So, and you as a young cabinet member yourself, how has this helped you or affected your diplomatic missions, and does it help you relate more to?
When you get into politics when you're young, it's very challenging, and especially when you have to hold a cabinet portfolio, because apparently I'm the youngest cabinet minister in the Sri Lankan history. So it comes with a lot of responsibility and a lot of expectations, because as you know, Sri Lanka is a very young generation, like young population, and we do have a lot of aspirations, and we want to connect with the world. And when I have my portfolio as youth and sports, which is something that relates to everyone, whether it's to the parents or the kids or children, there is no age limit to be a youth. So and especially when you go abroad, I mean, this is my first visit after becoming the minister because of the pandemic, but it really helps to communicate, relate with young leaders in the global platform, and also exchange ideas, because we all have the need and the vision that is being required by our country. So this is a good advantage or a platform for all of us to come together, and especially UAE. As you said, there are a lot of young leaders coming up in UAE, and they have been entrusted with a lot of responsibility. So I think what matters is delivering those responsibilities, and and if we are genuine about that, and if we work hard towards that, and I'm sure things will move forward. So this is what I think what is best, to visit a country like this, and especially to meet young leadership around the UAE.
Yes, of course. And so as the incumbent Minister of Youth and Sports in Sri Lanka, what are your plans for 2021?
Well, see, when it comes to Sri Lanka 2021, it's going to be very challenging for us, especially we have at the moment, before COVID-19, we have about 20.2% unemployment rate within the youth. And also, as you know, because of the pandemic, there are many jobs have been cut, and pay cuts are there, and a lot of people have lost their jobs. So with that 20%, we have another 20% adding it to it because of the pandemic, and especially if you look at tourism industry. about 3 million people lost their jobs or income because of COVID-19 pandemic. So we have a lot of challenges ahead. And sports, of course, yeah, we need to restructure entire sporting structure in Sri Lanka, which I'm working on now with experts like Mahela Jayawardena, Kumar Sangakkara, even Muralidhara and Muthaiya Muralidhara and Arvind. They are helping us with cricket. So Kumar Mahela is helping me with the rest of the private sector organizations to restructure the entire sports, like Dilantha Malagamuwa, even Susantika, and them are working very hard on this. So we want to create a sporting culture. We want to create Sri Lanka an active nation. So if you are active, then you are anyway going to be healthy. So which will definitely contribute back to our economy as well. So my first goal is to create active nation and get people back on the ground. Get them to play, get kids involved in families, involved in sports. Like that's why we started Cycling Sunday, where parents with kids comes and cycle every Sunday. Then Saturdays we are going to do jogging and running in the mornings, and then we will have football Friday, where the families come out to play soccer. And also I want to introduce a volunteer day every month, so we can, all the youth, parents, kids can go out and do volunteerism for their community. These kind of things will create an active nation. So if your nation is active, then you will definitely have career sportsmen and women coming out of it. Without creating an active nation, it's going to be very difficult to create champions. So if you need champions, if you want to create champions, then you create active nation. So that's what we are doing from the sporting front. And also creating employment. So one of our missions in UAE at this trip, one of our key areas that we are looking at is attracting investments to Sri Lanka that we can create employment. So creating employment also, when you have investments coming, you will create more other business opportunities around it for local SMEs as well. So in that way, we will create local entrepreneurs around that as well. So we need to create young Sri Lankan entrepreneurs, and not only create them, but also mentor them, guide them, and creating a platform for them to be merged with global partners. So this is what we are looking at for 2021, put things in place in sports and do the Sport Act, and also have a proper mechanism to create champions, which is of course getting back to the active nation, and then look at the youth side of it, career guidance, skill development, create them more opportunities, create more employment, help the entrepreneurs, tech startups, create more mergers around them. So this is what we are looking at for this year and next year.
That's really good to hear. And finally, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. And on behalf of Lucknow the Radio, thank you so much for this opportunity. Lastly, is there anything that you would want to say to the Sri Lankans here in the UAE?
Well, Sri Lankans in UAE has been a great strength for Sri Lanka, all over the Middle East, and also Europe, and even Korea, South Korea, Japan, even in Asia, because it is your remittance that strengthens our entire economy. And we do know it's a tough time, it's a difficult time for all of us, for Sri Lankans in Sri Lanka and abroad. So we need to be patient, and we need to trust the government is doing everything possible within us, within our powers, to make sure we bring back the life's normalcy, bring back the normal life in Sri Lanka, and also, to strengthen our economy. Strengthening economy is key. So everyone I meet here, I always tell them, try and hunt for a job, create more job opportunities for Sri Lankans, so we can send skilled youngsters to come and work in UAE and earn more money and send it back home. So you will not only be contributing to the UAE economy, but also you are contributing to the Sri Lankan economy. So this is what we have to tell the Sri Lankans here. You have been a strength to Sri Lanka in the past, and I know it's a difficult time, and there is a lot of criticism about reputation and how certain officials handled it. But all that we have done with a lot of care, and we have always given the priority to the health sector, health department, to make the decisions when it comes to COVID-19 pandemic, because we believe it's a health issue. So we have to listen to the health authorities. So whatever the advice we get from the health authorities, we will try to convince them. We will try to pursue them to relax, but also we have to make sure that we cannot overdo that when it comes to health, public health. So just be patient with us, and we will definitely sail through this.
That's amazing. Thank you so much
Thank you
once
very much.
again. Ayubowan.
Ayubowan.